Alright guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and most of July we are not racing, actually all of July. But I got housework to do, and we do have stuff to do. I do got little projects that are car related. I do have to go over by the machine shop. I haven't been over there in a while, just racing, picked up the roll cage. I went over there to pick up some aluminum a while ago, but it's been a while. I should go see him. So coolest thing is we got our valve grinding equipment at home now. So big thank you to my buddy Dave Meyer, which I still owe him some money. I haven't forgotten about you, bud. I know he might watch this, but you know, we got all our pilots, our seat grinder. Now this stuff is a little outdated, but it still works really good, and this stuff is all in really good shape. Somebody really took care of this. Even the original instructions are with it, which is really awesome. I forgot what year this was dated, but I think this is like late 40s, 1948. This stuff still works really good, and you know, we're gonna have a stab at it and do some valve jobs. And I do have access to a milling machine to do blocks and heads, so hopefully we'll be doing valve jobs over the winter. I got practicing to do in the fall, but we got a lot of things going on. I'm enjoying a beer. It's been a long day. I did spark plugs, and I'm using my Dr. Dial-In koozie. I love the app, but it is very accurate. But predictability is everything in bracket racing, but you don't live by that. I've really learned that you got to pay attention to what somebody else is doing. You got to pay attention to where your car is at and what it's going to do. And I think this year, we've been doing pretty good. I think going into the last race, I was 8th in points in pro, and then I wasn't doing too good in index, but I actually managed to go, I think, like 4 rounds in index last race, so I should have moved up quite a bit up the points there. I mean, ultimately, I would like, and I think I actually got some money waiting for me. I did go to the semis. So I think we've been doing pretty good. We've been going rounds in pro. We are a slower class. We're a slower car in a faster class. I'm still foot braking it. A lot of guys are on the trans brake. But the car has a couple of quirks that work for me. One of them, the car is a little bit slower. And two, I'm not going to give that one out just away, but I know, and I got kind of clued into it as to why I have it an off-the-line advantage, but I just have to cut good lights, and I've been doing a lot more consistent, and we're slowly getting there. You know, I haven't changed the carburetor tune. We've been jumping between the pro and the sportsman tree, and I'm starting to get a little bit more consistent and tightening that up. And I'm not trying to tighten one or the other. I'm trying to average them both and maintain the lights about as equal as I can, and I've been getting good at it. Last race was absolutely brutal. I damn near died of heat stroke. And it wasn't because of sick summer or anything, because I woke up feeling good. And I think I mentioned that in the other video, so I won't beat a dead horse. But anyway, here's the actual valve grinder. What was in that box was the seat equipment. This is like original paint. Somebody really took care of this. It's just a little dirty from years of use, so I'm going to go out, buy some mineral spirits, clean everything up, and then get it to not stink like mice shit and piss, and put it in the basement. And we got a few cylinder heads that we can practice on. Unfortunately, I think the bad news is that this block is not going to be usable. This is a 362 block, and I cleaned up some surface rust, and there is some pitting on it. And unfortunately, I don't know how far the pitting goes down, but I'm going to guess that the pitting is right where the rings were at, because there is a piston with rings that I've soaked in oil to free up, and I don't think we're going to be able to bore that out of it, or even, I should say, hone it out, because it's already bored. So I think I have a change of plans, because so the game plan is that this car is going to start coming apart in the fall. This car, I don't plan on racing it next year. We're going to be racing this. So I got the 427 Chevy that we're going to be putting in here. I'm going to build a 4L80E, and we're going to put like a 390 gear in it. And the goal will be, well, first I got to figure out RPM because I did put a kind of a towing cam on that 427. And if we are making anywhere north of 1 point something horsepower, we should be in the neighborhood of 500 horsepower with that engine all said and done, which would put this car right in the high 11s, which again, I can go run pro with that and I can go run index with it. And then we can do 6 summer, which this is the car I want to do it with. You can fit like 20 dead bodies in the trunk of it. I can just remove the rear seat for extra cargo and we can call it good. We wouldn't need a carrier. We wouldn't need a trailer. So that's actually something I really want to do. And it would be cool. And it would allow me to build an engine for this. But I'm not taking anything apart because if I learned anything over the years is that you don't take something apart that's running until you're ready. And we ultimately do have a different engine here that we can work with, different heads. But the main thing is to build a short block. The cylinder heads, even though they're iron on this engine, my buddy Dave, who, if you guys don't know, my good friend Dave Meyer, Dave the Freak Cylinder Head Service, he was actually the officiant of my wife and I's wedding. How many people can say that their cylinder head guy is not only one of their best friends, but the officiant of their wedding? Pretty cool stuff. So he did a lot of work to these heads. Big valves. We actually killed a bunch of bottom end, which is why I re-geared it. So the game plan is to reuse the top end because it's really, really good and it's worked really, really well. But I have a set of lightweight scat rods. And at this point, if I'm not going to go with a 362, I'm going to do a 4.1 piston, which kind of puts it at like a 359-ish cubic inch motor. Hold on, let me take a sip of my beer. And I got roller lifters I got to pick up from JJ. As always, go follow his page, Twin J Racing. He's got stuff going on with his cars too, with his new build. Go check it out. So I got a 330 forged crank over here, factory forged crank. So you see the big parting line? It's a factory forged crank. So we're gonna have a good crank. Got a lot of really, really good parts actually. And I kind of don't want to take this short block apart because even though this engine does have, it's got 5 seasons of dedicated bracket racing in it, but this engine has been in service for 7 years. The last time I took it apart 2 years ago, everything looked really good. And I built this engine with a lot of hand-me-downs and horse trading and labor. And I think when I originally got it done, I think I had a partly sum of only $3,500 into it. You could not recreate this engine right now. It would be way more than that. The transmission that's actually in there, even though I've built a lot of transmissions, was one that I bought from JJ. That came out of he had a 77 or 73 Le Mans or something with a big block with that J-heads came out of in previous episodes. So this Turbo 350 and converter I bought from JJ, and I think all said and done, I think I paid $750. This transmission has been in this car for over 5 years, and nobody knows its current condition. I just drain a quart of fluid every season. It comes out clean. It goes back in, and we keep racing it. Despite the fact that I have a really nice Turbo 350 with an Ultra Bell that I actually paid somebody to build because I said, I'm going to be a big boy, and I'm going to have it done. And it's become a $3,000 paperweight with a 5,000 stall converter ready to go. Tell me about it. So anyway, the car runs really well, and I don't want to really alter it. For 350 olds running, it's gone 1140s, I think in good mine shaft air. Like we would typically go out in the fall on a 40-degree day, and I would target those days to go out to the track, especially like at Union Grove. On a fall night, you get really good air. And that's, I think the car would be capable of 1130s. Now that we got everything really dialed in, because changing cylinder heads did take us a little bit to figure stuff out. And also with the carburetor tune, which Dave also helped me out with, get a base tune on it. And then I made just minor adjustments, and the car it just runs a number. I don't even keep a log book. I kind of reference my Dr. Dial-In, but the reality is the car it just works. It works. I am the only goddamn variable in this whole equation. And hopefully it survives the rest of the season. We're actually plowing through the year, man, and I almost hate saying it, but like here we are. It's July. I think after August, our race dates kind of dwindled down. And, everybody was thinking about filling in the void of not racing all through July for seat time. But the reality is last year we did a lot of racing and did a lot of neglect around the house, and it's time to pick it up. So that's reality. Being an adult, I get to race, but I do have to take care of things. Not that my wife nags me, but I also have to take care of my investments, like my house. So, but really, just kind of like a little update of what we kind of are projecting and doing. And I think this engine is going to end up being, as much as I wanted to get this engine running and fire it up as is and sell it, I think I'm going to end up taking it apart, seeing what it looks like, and using the block. And, we're going to do all the goodies. I got ARP studs, ARP bolts and stuff. I got all kinds of goodies. Again, I got so many good parts to build another engine. All I really need is pistons and a cam, and I can have an entire short block. So I slowly collect parts, and the 427 is one of those situations where, again, I got a bunch of money tied up into that short block. There's a lot of really good pieces in there, and I really need to get it wrapped up, fired up, so then we can move on and build a 4L80E. I have to pick a 4L80E up and build it, and then we do have to reconfigure the crossmember in this car. I want to change a couple of front-end components because I don't really like how low the front end sits in this car. The Hotchkiss springs are garbage, and there's actually 1.5-inch aluminum spacers under the perches, because even though they're meant for this car and they're only a 1-inch drop spring, that is way more than a 1-inch drop. So I do have to reconfigure the cross member, but this frame is fully boxed. This car is a good candidate for, I don't want to cage it because it's got some sentimental value to it, been in the family and whatnot, but I actually enjoyed racing this car when my wife broke her leg. You guys go back a couple years in this one. The engine that we had in there, which was like an experimental engine that did very well, got hurt, and I was in the process of putting this engine in, but with my wife being not able to walk or anything, I didn't really have a lot of time, so I raced Sportsman in this car, and it was fun just driving that to the track, racing it, driving back home. I didn't have to worry about loading up the trailer and all this shit. It was just go, race, come home. And that's kind of what I want to do, but I just want to go a little bit faster. So hopefully I haven't bored you guys and you guys have stuck around long enough, but that's what I got going on. I spent 3 hours earlier doing spark plugs on my dad's Durango. Chryslers are hateful fucking cars. You can see I still got my little pile of tools I got to put away, but I had to take off the rear cowl, the wiper motor, the wipers, take off the fucking upper intake plenum off just to get to the 3 spark plugs. That was a shit show, and we did it here, and it got hot pretty early in the day. But it's about that time where my wife and I are going to go out and grab a bite before dinner, and had a little bit of time to make this video. I'm going to go shower, clean up, and we'll see you guys around. Watch the sick the videos, man, that I put up. Surprisingly, not a lot of people watched it. It was just my unique take on it, but that was a lot of fun. That also proved what you could do with your buddies when you get your shit together, because that car, Tim and I, we did everything on that car, and it really just, it worked really well. It didn't fight us really at all. The most work was loading it and unloading it. So, Buddy wanted to do the first year without a trailer. They had a little bit of pride, but whatever. We had a lot of fun. So, on that note, this is like the Midwest goodbye. Shit. On that note, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and we'll see you around. We'll be doing stuff around here. Don't worry.